I'm familiar with the rules of the Senate, and the Senate says that in proving facts, the rules of court apply in the suppletory character.
I don't need to argue with you about that, Attorney.
Pero
But you
ang
don't need
sinasabi
to,
ko lang
excuse me, sandali po. You don't need to tell the committee what the rules of the Senate are.
Well, I'm just citing
Please just
po.
answer our question. You don't
My
need to
answer
cite,
po
it's not
is
necessary.
that document is only evidence of its existence. Pero para patunayan po yung katotohanan na nakalasaad sa dokumentong yan, dapat meron pong testigo na nakakita ng ginawa yung dokumentong yan, o di naman kaya testigo ng gumawa ng dokumentong yan, o di naman kaya yung testigo na pumirma ng dokumentong yan.
Actually,
Pag
as
wala
I
po
said
yan,
earlier,
hindi
excuse me,
po siya po
no,
pwede.
excuse
Ma'am,
me.
excuse me kasi...
No, excuse me, Attorney Roque.
I'm sorry, madam, but
Yes,
I am a
it's all
resource
right.
person invited.
Yes, you are.
I was
Wait.
asked
Let me
to
finish.
answer.
Yes, you
Hindi ko
already
po
answered in
maintindihan,
excess.
Kapag gusto nyo
Sandali
akong
po.
tumigil, papatigil nyo kapag ako nag-explain.
Yes.
I thought we were engaged in
Attorney.
the search for the truth.
Oh, definitely we are. Attorney Roque, what I am
Chair,
saying,
Madam
yes, and
Chair.
Sherwin.
Attorney Roque, please be reminded to respect the chairperson.
I'm very respectful, Madam Chair.
Paano respectful na nagsasalita siya, sinasabayan mo siya?
I apologize, Senator Gatchalian.
One more,
I
and
apologize.
I will cite you in contempt. And if you disrespect the chairperson, we'll be compelled to cite you in contempt.
Well, isang observation sa kaninang pagtatanong, may layers ng ownership ang kumpanya, ang bahay, pero lumalabas na kayo rin ito.
Well, I've never denied that, and that's why I said that I have an interest in that house. But it has to be emphasized na for purposes of search warrants, they have to specify the registered owner ng bahay. Kaya nga po, una-una, dinideny ko po na na-raid yung bahay ko, dahil wala pong search warrant doon sa nangyari. Ang meron lang po, mission order at pag-aresto ng Bureau of Immigration sa 2 Chinese nationals.
So mission order po ang nag-cover ng raid.
Hindi po raid.
Sorry.
Ang apprehension po. Kasi ang raid po,
apprehension.
wala pong search warrant at may abogado naman po yung mga foreigners na nakatira ron, hindi po sila pinapasok because under the Constitution and the Bill of Rights apply also to foreigners, hindi po sila po pwedeng pumasok na walang search warrant.
Briefly, Attorney Roque, I'll leave you to just ask a related question sa BI. Mission order lamang daw ang dala at walang warrant. Can you educate a non law enforcer like me?
Yes, Madam Chair. We confirm na during the arrest, the BI used the mission order. Wala pong search warrant. Walang warrant of arrest.
All right. So apprehended yung 2 tao at nasa custody ngayon ng PAOK.
Yes, Madam Chair.
All right, salamat po. Back to Attorney Roque. Can I
Yes, Madam
confirm, can I confirm lang po na your wife, Ms. Myla Roque, is the managing director of Biancham since 2015 ayon sa annual report ng Pag-ibig.
Well, she was with Pag-ibig and she was managing director of Biancham, but she resigned. She resigned.
When po?
I cannot remember exactly when, but as I said, we filed an application to be part of the AFAB property and we appended a feasibility study. Meron pong malicious report sa media making it appear na yun ang kinikita na namin. E yan po ay feasibility study. The requirement po yan ng AFAB kung kayo po ay mag-apply para maging kabahagi ng teritoryo ng AFAB. So dahil po doon, ayaw ng misis ko yung ganyang mga kontrobersiya, sabi po niya, I want out. At kaya nga po, ang nangyari po dyan, talagang nag-withdraw din kami dun sa project na yan because my wife said, I really want out. I want my privacy. No? At yan po ang dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon po ng change of ownership. At yan din po ang dahilan kung bakit recently, we are now taking moves to reclaim Biancham. No? Except that my wife really says, I want out. And that's also why we are contemplating even a separation of property para malinaw na hindi siya mai-involve sa aking mga business undertakings. The decision was made also because we had business reversals in a solar project kung saan doon ko po iniinganyo yung Whirlwind company, no? And we lost substantial amount of money in that business transaction.
All right. Hanggang kailan managing partner yung asawa nyo sa Biancham?
Sandali lang po yan
approximately.
Because yung investment po namin dyan sa First Bataan actually, and that was the controversy, was before I became congressman. And the controversy came out when I was a newly elected congressman, and that's when she verbalized that she wanted out dahil ayaw niya
Anong
magkakita
taon
sa
po
pa-
yun nung naging rep
Siguro
kayo?
2016 po ako naging rep dahil
So
nanalo
she-
po ako nung 2016 elections.
So she would have been managing partner for at least 1 year, from
1 year
2015
lang po
to
yan, hindi po
2016.
nagtagal siya because she really wanted out. In fact, she wanted out of all my business transactions because gusto po niya maging pribadong individual.
Alright. But gaya ng ipinakita kong Articles of Incorporation, List of Incorporators kanina kay Mr. De La Serna, may incorporators na nakalagay doon, isa rin po si Ms. Myla Roque.
Yes, that's
Alright.
what the document says po. Hindi po yan dinideny.
So just to summarize, yung house, alright. Okay, before I summarize, regarding yung pinaplano yung takeover sa Biancham, so ibig sabihin ba, bibilihin nyo yung shares ni AR? Bibili De La Serna? Bibilihin nyo yung shares ng ibang shareholders? Or kaninong shares or kani-kaninong shares ang bibili ninyo para ma-effect yung takeover?
Ang share po ni R is 1 share. Ang tawag lang po dyan, qualifying. Kasi bago po naamindahan ang corporation code, kinakailangan meron 5 na directors at 5 incorporators. Ngayon po pwede na pong magkaroon ng one-man corporation. So kaya po yung mga nakalagay po dyan na 1 shareholder lamang, they are what is known as qualifying shares para makumpleto yung 5. Now, ang nangyari po kasi dyan is dahil we were also applying for an AFAB accreditation, and at that time sa Kongreso po, nagkaring malaking issue yung pag-aari ni Congressman Florendo sa Tadeco, minabuti na rin po namin na lumabas muna doon sa investment sa Bataan. So nalugi po kami doon pero binalik ang pera namin na wala namang bawas, nawalan lang kami ng interes. So yun po ang dahilan kung bakit nagbago po yung shareholdings ng Biancham, no? Pero ngayon po, as we speak, and even before this controversy, the papers are being drawn na babalik po ako, no? I'm going to repurchase the shares and I will register it soon, no? Dahil malinaw naman ang gusto mangyari ni Mrs. basta wala siyang kinalaman doon sa mga negosyo na pinapasok ko. So magiging malinaw kung ano yung sa kanya, ano yung sa akin, at para ang isusugal ko lang, to quote her words, is yung sa akin lang at hindi niya isusugal yung sa kanya at sa pamilya.
So, ibig sabihin po, i-buy out nyo sina Mr. De La Serna at yung iba pang shareholders para maging one-person corporation na yung Biancham sa inyo na po.
Well, actually, napirmahan na po nila lahat ang mga dokumento, no, papunta sa akin, pero hindi pa po kami nagdonotaryo kasi inaayos pa, no. So, hindi naman po one-man corporation yan dahil sa totoo lang, kukuha rin po ako ng mga partners. So, magkakaroon din po kami ng reallocation pero mangyayari po ay babalik talaga po ako dyan.
So just to summarize, yung bahay na naging subject ng mission order para ma-apprehend yung 2 tao na associated sa Pogo Hub sa Bamban, that house is owned by PH2. PH2 is owned by Biancham, and your wife was managing director for about a year of Biancham.
Yes po.
All right.
Yes.
So we will just do more research on that.
And because it is owned by PH2, Madam Chair, corporation under the laws approved by Congress have separate personalities from the individuals constituting the corporation.
Sige po. So those are my questions. No, sorry. So just to continue, Attorney Roque, so even after the testimonies of Chair Tenco and Attorney Fernandez, minimaintain nyo pa rin po ba na hindi kayo lawyer ng Lucky South 99 o kahit anong POGO for that matter?
I confirm that 100%. And the reason po is, dala-dala ko po ngayon ng mga dokumento. Alam niyo po, ang attorney-client relations, kinakailangan po yan magkasundo ang partido. Because it is the highest fiduciary relationship. Kaya nga po yung tinatawag na attorney-client privilege, biski dito po sa Kongreso, hindi nyo mapapakontep kapag na-invoke yung attorney-client privilege. At sa totoo lang
Within
po,
certain limitations, of course.
at sa totoo lang po, sana kinuha po ako ng Lucky Star na abogado. Bakit po? Dahil yung raid sa PORAC, unconstitutional po yan. Nag-raid po sila, kumuha sila ng warrant of arrest galing sa Bulacan judge outside of jurisdiction.
Excuse me, sige.
Well,
hindi natin
ano
inimbestiga yung raid. We are investigating
Yes,
the
ma'am, but I'm
POGO.
just saying
So,
kasi-
please just make your answer
mabilis
to
lang
this
po.
short. Kasi
Yes.
it was actually just a yes or no
Ma'am,
question.
ma'am, let us be fair because you have been insinuating I am a lawyer for Lucky South. That is why...
Excuse me, the chair has not been insinuating anything. The chair and the members of the committee have been asking questions based on the testimonies, sworn testimonies of PAGCOR Chair Tenco, Attorney Fernandez of PAGCOR, and other resource persons. So the resource person will not impute any insinuation to the chair. Will please just answer the questions. The chair has given the resource person
Your Honor,
leeway
then,
to answer
in
the
the
questions.
interest
So
of
please answer
fairness,
properly.
may I be allowed to dispute then the statement of the prior resource persons?
We will get to that in the
Okay,
course
so
of
the question
questioning of
again,
the
Madam Chair, is...
do you maintain na hindi kayo abogado ng Lucky South 99 or any POGO for that matter?
I maintain as an officer of the courts and under oath before the Senate of the Republic of the Philippines that I have never acted as legal counsel for Lucky South 99 or for any other POGO.
Alright. Pero tama naman pong totoo na nakipag-meeting kayo sa PAGCOR tungkol sa POGO sa PORAC. Yes or no
Totoo
lang
po yun, nakipag-meeting
Okay.
ako, but as I said, ang aking kasama po ay kakilala ko bilang Whirlwind Corporate Secretary and I have documents in my possession which I would like to submit now to the Senate.
Yes,
Kasi iba
please
po
do
yung
that.
usap-usapan
Thank you.
lang, iba kapag notaryadong dokumento.
Okay. And definitely, yung pagtestimonya ng ibang mga resource persons ay hindi rin lamang usap-usapan at may mga sinasubmit ding dokumento. Otherwise, the committee would not bother inviting them again and again to
Madam,
the hearings. Excuse me. I just like to ask the next question. So, ang topic ng mga meeting at pag-uusap nyo sa PAGCOR, and in fact, mga pag-follow up nyo sa PAGCOR, ay utang ng Lucky South 99 ng mismong POGO. Tama po ba?
Tama po yun.
Alright, salamat. So, hindi lang talaga Whirlwind, Lucky South 99 din.
Pwede ba ho
So,
mag-explain?
Pwede naman po.
Okay, kasi po ang Whirlwind is not only the lessor, they're also the service provider. Now, I appeal now to the officials of PAGCOR. Siguro kayo po mag-explain kung anong ginagawa ng service providers, including Chair Andrea Dominguez because I had an opportunity to work with her. Domingo, no? Ang service providers po, sila talaga ang nagbibigay ng lahat na kinakailangan ng mga POGO operators kasi POGO operators po, lahat yan Chino. Hindi po yan nag-i-Ingles. Kaya nga po meron silang mga representative sa PAGCOR. Dahil sila mismo, they have no ability to communicate dahil nag-establish na nga sila ng mga independent POGO hubs. So ang pagkakaintindi ko po talaga, trabaho po ng service provider na magbigay ng serbisyo sa kanilang mga kliyente.
Alright, Attorney, salamat. The committee will ask further questions sa PAGCOR. Balik na lang po tayo dito sa Lucky South at PAGCOR, no? Ang sabi po nyo, you did not authorize the use of your name in the organizational chart. That was submitted as an official attachment by Lucky South 99 to PAGCOR.
Totoo
So, kasalanan po yan ni Cassie Linong, tama ba?
Hindi po. Kasalanan po yan ng kung sinong gumawa.
Sino
Dahil
ang
wala
gumawa?
naman pong establishment. Gumawa po niyan, Lucky South.
Yes.
Dahil sila po nag-a-apply.
Na si Cassie Linong ang isang doon.
Wala po
ang
pa
boss
tayong
doon.
ebidensya na nagpapakita kung sino nag-submit talaga ng mga dokumento, but PAGCOR can confirm kung sino talaga nag-submit ng mga dokumentong yan.
Okay, we will ask PAGCOR that again later. We asked them before. Basta ang malinaw po sa komite ay yung organizational chart na yan, na may drawing, may box, na legal, na nandun yung pangalan nyo, was one of the official attachments sa submissions ng Lucky South 99 sa PAGCOR. And sabi nyo nga, ang tawag nito, yung obligasyon ng Pogo na Lucky Star sa PAGCOR ang pinag-uusapan ninyo sa PAGCOR. So, due diligence, bilang abogado, dun sa mga diskusyong iyon, alam nyo kung ano yung mga dokumentong sinumite, alam nyo yung mga official attachments na nakalagay doon. Did you confront Cassie Linong about this? Or kinasuhan nyo ba siya na kung bakit nandun yung pangalan nyo sa organizational chart?
Madam, nagagalit po kayo dahil sinasabi nyo, binibigay ko ng mga salita ang inyong bibig. Pero right now,
Hindi
you
naman
already
ako nagagalit. Sinasabi ko lang wag niyong gawin
Oo,
yun.
pero ngayon po, sinabi nyo, you again insinuated that I had anything to do with the document. Ayan nga po ang sinasabi ko. As far as I know po...
Attorney, please stop using that offensive verb insinuating. I am a very plain speaker.
Okay, I'm
Pwede
sorry.
Nyo lang, it's all right. Pwede
Okay.
nyo lang sabihin mali yung fact na
Mali po.
sinasite, tinatanggi
Oo.
nyo yung sinabi ng ibang resource person. 4 na taon na pong itong investigasyon. Halos wala na pong nag-i-insinuate kasi dire-diretso na pong mag-usap. Okay, so please tell the committee, kinonfront nyo ba si Cassie Linong or kinasuhan nyo ba siya? Bakit nandyan yung pangalan nyo sa organization?
Well, unang-una po, nalaman ko lang na nandun ang aking pangalan nung nag-hearing po last time dito na sinabi ni Chairman Altenco. Pero bilang abogado and naging professor ng constitutional law, I'm familiar with the rules of the Senate. And the Senate says that in proving facts, the rules of court apply in the suppletory character.
I don't need to argue with you about
Opo,
that, attorney.
pero
But you
ang
don't need
sinasabi
to,
ko lang
excuse me,
po-
sandali po. You don't need to tell the committee what the rules of the Senate
Well,
are.
I'm just
Please
citing
just
po.
answer our question. You don't
My
need to
answer
cite,
po
it's not
is
necessary.
that document is only evidence of its existence. Pero para patunayan po yung katotohanan na nakalasaad sa dokumentong yan, dapat meron pong testigo na nakakita ng ginawa yung dokumentong yan, o di naman kaya testigo ng gumawa ng dokumentong yan, o di naman kaya yung testigo na pumirma ng dokumentong yan.
Actually,
Pag
as
wala
I
po
said
yan,
earlier,
hindi
excuse me,
po siya po
no,
pwede.
excuse
Ma'am,
me.
excuse me
No,
kasi...
no, excuse me, Attorney Roque.
I'm sorry, madam, but
Yes,
I am a
it's all
resource
right.
person invited.
Yes, you are.
I was
Wait.
asked
Let me
to
finish.
answer.
Yes, you
Hindi ko po
already answered in
maintindihan,
excess.
Kapag gusto nyo
Sandali
akong
po.
tumigil, papatigil nyo ako kapag ako nag-explain.
Yes.
I thought we were engaged in
Attorney.
the search for the truth.
Oh, definitely we are. Attorney Roque, what I am
Chair,
saying,
Madam
yes, and
Chair.
Sherwin.
Attorney Roque, please be reminded to respect the chairperson.
I'm very respectful, Madam Chair.
Paano respectful na nagsasalita siya, sinasabayan mo siya?
I apologize, Senator Gatchalian.
One more,
I
and
apologize.
I will cite you in contempt. And if you disrespect the chairperson, we'll be compelled to cite you in contempt.
I understand and I apologize.
Mo naman
Your Honor.
sabayan siya, nagsasalita siya, siya ang chairperson.
Okay, Your Honor. I understand. I apologize.
Salamat, Sen Sherwin. At salamat, Attorney Roque, sa apology nyo kay Sen Sherwin. All I'm saying is, there is no need for any resource person to cite the rules of the Senate to a Senate committee. We know that. So please just answer the questions which are being asked of each resource person at length with an embarrassment of time para masagot nyo yung mga tanong. But please stick to the topics and do not lecture a Senate committee about the rules of the Senate committee. We know that. We correct ourselves kapag lumalabag kami doon. So, I suppose your answer is hindi kayo nagreklamo kay Cassie Linong at hindi nyo siya kinasuhan kung bakit nandun yung pangalan nyo sa chart.
As I said, Madam, nalaman ko lang po yung pangalan ko nasa chart during the last hearing. Ang sinasabi ko po under oath as an officer of the court, hindi ko po inauthorize ang paglagay ng pangalan ko doon. Wala pong kinalaman sa paggawa ng dokumentong yan at wala pong kahit anong testimonya sa kahit sino na gumawa ng testimonya na nagsasabi na pumayag po ako. And I deny that under oath.
All right. And sa interview nyo naman po kina Ted Filon at DJ Chacha, inamin nyo, quote, dinulog sa akin yung problema ni Cassie yung nangyari sa Lucky South. So mula mismo sa bibig ninyo, interes ng mismong Pogo ang miniting at fina-follow up nyo o inaareglo sa PAGCOR.
Kasi nga po, si Cassie ay service provider ng Lucky South. So gaya po ng sinagot din ni Dennis Cunanan, pag may problema ang Lucky South, tumatawag sila doon sa mga tao na tutulungan sila dahil hindi nga po nag-i-English yung mga yan.
Okay. So but whether service provider o ano pa man, dinulog nyo yung problema ni Miss Cassie Leong at ng Lucky South na isang pogo, dinulog nyo sa PAGCOR.
Dinulog ko po dahil pinakiusapan po ako nung service provider. Dahil wala po akong kahit sinong kakilala sa Lucky South.
Well, kilala nyo si Cassie Leong, siya, Lucky South po siya.
Ay, hindi ko po siya kakilala as Lucky South dahil ito po mga dokumento nagpapakita na siya ay pumirma sa mga pleadings na ginawa ko nung ako po'y retain mga 2 weeks after that meeting para sa kasong ejectment. Kaya nga po paulit-ulit ako, hindi po nagtagal. Matapos yung meeting na yon, dinulog po sa akin itong mga kaso. At 3 kaso po yan, at lahat po ito ngayon, isusumiti ko sa ating komite na nagpapatunay po na ang aking kliyente sa mga kasong ito ay will win at ang pumirma po ay si Cassie Ong bilang Corporate Secretary. Madam, I'm now turning over these documents and this consists of number 1, ad cautelam motion to quash or recall writ of execution filed before Branch 114 of the Regional Trial Court of Angeles City, omnibus motion for manifestation, entry of appearance, and second manifestation, remand of the case to MTC, filed before the Municipal Trial Court of Porac, Pampanga, both of which contain the filing with our consent by one Catherine Cassandra L. Ong, Corporate Secretary, Whirlwind Corporation. No? And of course, the third one is a petition for annulment of judgment with application for temporary restraining order and writ of preliminary injunction, docketed as CA GR number 18013, filed with the Court of Appeals, also bearing verification and consent signed by Cassandra L. Ong as Corporate Secretary of Whirlwind Corporation.
Salamat,
May I submit
Attorney.
these
Yes,
documents to the
COMSEC, paki-receive kay Attorney
Corporate
Roque.
Secretary, Your Honor.
To the Committee Secretary. Yes, thank you.
I to the Committee Secretary.
Yes. Speaking of Cassie Leong again, in contact po ba kayo sa kanya? Baka naman pwede niyong sabihan siya na mag-show up na dito.
I will advise her to show up dahil kinakailangan talaga, especially to prove kung ano talaga yung reklamo niya kay Mr. Dennis Cunanan.
Salamat. At kung nasa Singapore na siya, malapit lang naman mag-fly back. Ngayon, Attorney, Lucky South has had issues of criminality and illegal activity since 2021 and yet pinacilitate nyo itong problem-solving session sa PAGCOR. Bakit
Ma'am, ang totoo po dyan ay, again, PAGCOR should be the one to clarify this. Yung na-in-trouble po dyan is a sub-licensee. Dahil tinanong ko po si Cassie dyan. Yung panahon po na meron pang sub-licensee at mother's title po, mother license ang Lucky South, ang na-in-trouble po dyan ay hindi po doon sa Porac. Doon po siya sa Friendship Highway. So it is a
Saan po yun?
sub-licensee.
Anong pangalan at
ang Friendship
saan?
Highway po ay, it's also in Angeles City, no? Not in Porac anymore. Pero yan pong na-raid is not the Porac facility. It is a different location, a sub-licensee of Lucky
Ano
South.
pong pangalan ng sub-licensee?
Ay pareho naman po lahat yan eh. And the PAGCOR officials can confirm this.
So it's also Lucky South 99?
Well, because ginagamit po nila yung lisensya dahil nung unang panahon, allowed po ang mga sub-licensee at nandiyan naman po ang past and present leadership ng PAGCOR. Kaya hindi po naapektuhan ang operation ng Lucky South dahil na-establish naman na hindi po yung Lucky South na nag-ooperate sa Porac ang may pagkakasala dun sa raid na yon.
Well, definitely the committee will get back to the current PAGCOR chair dahil napaka-unequivocal yung pagkasabi na Lucky South 99 mismo ang may problema. Okay, so Attorney, so ayaw nyo mang amining, abogado kayo ng Pogo, malinaw na abogado naman kayo ng taga-areglo ng Pogo. O,
Pwede
bukod
naman
pa
po
dyan,
yun.
excuse me, Attorney, sandali po. Bukod pa dyan, ang pag-areglong ginawa nyo sa PAGCOR, nangyari noong 2023. Pero gaya ng nabanggit ko kanina, noong 2022 pa lang, ni-raid na ang Lucky South 99 dahil sa human trafficking. At hindi po isang sub-licensee ng Lucky South sa Friendship Highway o kahit saan pa man, but yung Lucky South dun sa Porac. Ito po ang tanong ko. Sa kabila ng lahat ng yan, at kahit alam yung trabaho ng Whirlwind, no? Whirlwind na protektahan ang interes ng Pogong, may track record ng kriminalidad, umayag pa rin kayong maging abogado nila. Tama po ba?
Tama po yun kasi wala naman akong nalaman na merong raid noong 2021. Kasi na-meet ko na lang po sila tapos ng eleksyon. Na-meet ko na sila nung bumalik na ako sa aking private practice 2022 at hindi ko naman sinusubaybayan kung sino talaga yung mga na-raid ng 2021. At ang pagkakaalam ko po, sila ay Whirlwind kasi nga po 2 weeks after our meeting, lahat ng dokumento na pinirmahan nila kung saan nila ako retain as lawyer ay sa ngalan po ng Whirlwind. Again, fully documented po yan.
So pero ang nasa likod ng isip ko kasi yung pagpulong nyo ni Cassie Leong ng Lucky South 99 sa PAGCOR. So inaamin nyo po ba na ang pag-areglo nyo sa PAGCOR ay para sa Lucky South 99 at hindi para sa Whirlwind lamang?
Hindi po. Ang aking tinulungan po ay Whirlwind. Kasi noong nga panahon po yan, hindi ko nga po kakilalang Whirlwind bilang isang kliyente. Kakilala ko po sila dahil iniinganyo ko sila mag-invest sa mga energy projects. So yung pagsama ko po sa kanila, well, if we go by the Supreme Court definition of attorney-client, yes, meron pong attorney-client relation, pero it was more of an accommodation. Wala po kami engagement, hindi po ako bayad doon. Nagkaroon lang kami ng engagement 2 weeks after dahil nga po dito sa ejectment case na nangyari. So kumbaga, that was part and parcel of my effort to entice them to invest into projects that I'm pushing for renewable energy dyan sa Cebu. At in a time span po of mga 1 year, talaga naman pong, well, frustrated po ako dahil hindi ko rin sila nainganyo. But ang naging suma total po, naging tutor nila ako for renewable energy at ang decision nila bago ang pangyayari ng lahat ay sila magde-develop ng sarili nilang solar farm at magtatayo pa di umano ng isang integrated solar panel manufacturing facility. No? So medyo nainis po talaga ako doon dahil nga ang dami kong oras na ginugol, pero pampalubag loob, ang sabi naman ng Whirlwind, bibigyan ka namin ng shares, founder shares, dahil ikaw ang tutor namin dito sa negosyong ito.
Salamat, attorney. Yun lang yung mga tanong ko sa inyo ngayong araw. But please stay because I'm sure my colleagues will have questions for you.
Salamat din po, and again, I apologize. Alam nyo naman po, init ng damdamin.
Salamat.
Kasi kung makikita nyo po yung release ng PAGCOR, abay ako dahil naglabi para sa illegal na logo. Hindi naman po yan ang sinabi ni Altenco. I appreciate it, Mr. Altenco. Pero dapat naman po, call your attention of your PR department na nag-issue ng press release. Kasi yung hindi nila pong pinangalanan kung sino yon, parang showbiz, talaga pong sinabi nila na mayroong ex-cabinet member na nag-intercede para sa lisensya sa isang illegal pogo. Hindi naman po talaga yung pangyari. And I appreciate that you said the truth before this committee.
Alright, salamat, attorney. Yung mga side discussions on the side na lamang po. Alright, gusto ko namang dumako kay Mr. Julius Linsangan and one other resource person here briefly before I turn over the floor to my colleagues. So sir, pwede nyo bang sabihin sa komite, paano kayo naisama bilang incorporator sa Lucky South 99?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Senator Gatchalian. Nasama po ako dito, hindi po incorporator, bilang isa sa officer. Pwede ko po bang basahin yung statement namin?
Ganong kahaba po yung statement nyo, sir?
Maiksi lang po.
Ilang pages po? Half page. Please proceed.
Opo. Magandang tanghali po sa ating lahat. Madam Chair, Senator Risa Ontiveros at mga honorable senator. Ako po si Julian Linsangan, no? Isang ordinaryong empleyado sa isang pribadong kumpanya. At naririto po kami na kasama ko si Edwin Ang and Marion Chua na wala po talaga kami kinalaman sa Lucky South 99 outsourcing. Kami po ay, ang pangalan po namin ay nasangkot sa Pogo na walang pahintulot na gamitin ito. At kami nga po ay nababahala na hindi nga pala po pera ang nananakaw ngayon, kundi pati palang buong pagkatao at pangalan namin at nagamit to sa maling pamamaraan ng isang korporasyon. Kaya po kami lumapit dito upang mapalabas sana yung mga taong sangkot sa pagnanakaw ng aming pangalan at paggamit nito sa mga illegal na gawain. May mga nadiskubre po kami na mga dokumento sa pagnanakaw ng aming pangalan. At ito po ay nag-file na kami ng kaso sa Makati City Prosecutor's Office. Falsification of used documents and identity theft sa mga individual na sangkot sa Lucky South 99. Ang mga kinasuhan po namin ay ang Lucky South 99 Outsourcing Inc. ng Thai Court po lang Mabat, Santa Cruz, Porac, Pampanga. Kasama po dito ang si Ms. Ronilyn Baterna, Michael Bryce Mascareñas, Stephanie Mascareñas, Rodrigo Bande, Shang Tan, Jinggu, Shang Ji, Norman G. Macapagal, Loie Yambao, Jesse Ralios, Dan De La Cruz, Catherine Cassandra Leong or Cassie Ong, at isang John Doe po.
Tapos na po ba yung statement nyo?
Sana po
Please
sa
proceed.
tulong ninyo ay malaman po namin talaga kung sino ang gumamit at pineke ang mga pirma at pangalan namin sa Lucky South 99. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din po, Mr. Linsangan. So, wala pong nag-recruit sa inyo para maging incorporator talaga sa Lucky South 99?
Dito po sa nangyari, yung kaibigan ko po si Marion Chua po ang nakakilala do sa gustong magtayo ng bagong korporasyon, si Mr. Dan De La Cruz.
Si Mr. De La Cruz na isa po sa kinasuhan ninyo.
Opo.
Mr. Chua, oo. Meron po ba kayong gustong idagdag tungkol dito na paano ba kayo nakasama bilang incorporators ng Lucky South 99 at sino pong nag-recruit sa inyo dyan?
Yes, good afternoon po, Madam Chair and Senators. Actually, na-met ko po si Mr. Dan De La Cruz way back nung pandemic po when I started business of the Battle Tuyo. So, he is one of my buyer. Actually, malakas po siya bumili sa akin eh. So, it was around several months na tuloy-tuloy po siya bumibili sa akin in bulk orders. And then, pandemic ended. So, na-stop na rin po yung business ko since nagkaroon ng problem sa supply. So, nung lumuwag na po yung pandemic time, there was this last 2023 last year around I think July po. Nagkita kami sa kung saan po kami usually nagkikita before, which was in Araneta po, in a parking lot. So it happened na nakita po niya ako doon. And then tinanong po niya ako if I still do selling the business of the Battle Tuyo. So sabi ko wala na po since yung stocks po naging critical na po. And then, he actually invited me po. Sabi po niya, baka gusto mong mag-sideline kasi meron kaming tinatayong bagong business ng boss ko. Sabi ko, anong business po yan, sir? Sabi niya.
At saka sino daw boss niya?
Wala pa po siyang nasabi that time. And then...
Please proceed.
Apo, thank you, Madam Chair. So, sabi po niya sa akin, it's an online gaming na itatayo po. And then, the capital is around 15 million. Tapos sabi niya, pero you don't need to give that amount kasi parang ano lang kami, ano lang po, parang part of the, tawag to, the part of the corporation. So 10% lang po yung kailangan kong ilabas, which is 1.5. And then sabi ko, nako, sir, sorry, wala akong ganyang kalaking halaga and it's a very big amount for me kasi ako po nagtatrabaho lang din po ako eh. So sabi niya, hindi, gusto mo maghanap ka ng kasama. Kahit dalawa para at least tagpa 500,000 kayo, hindi mabigat sa bulsa. So sabi ko, sige po, maganda po yung idea niyo. Pwede po ako maghanap ng kasama, which ang nahanap ko po is si Mr. Edwin Ang and si Mr. Julian Linsangan po. So, yun po.
Nakausap nyo ba mismo si Cassie Leong?
Nakausap po namin siya nung nag-meeting po kami somewhere November last year through a video conference call lang po by Mr. Dan de la Cruz po.
So kayong tatlo po ni Mr. Linsangan at Mr. Ang ay na video meet nakausap si Miss Cassie Leong.
Apo, yes po, Madam Chair.
Alright. So lumalabas yung mga dirty tricks talaga ng Lucky South. Parang yung nangyari din earlier sa Bamba na mga working people ay nilalagay na lang ng walang pagpayag sa kanila bilang mga incorporators. Dati ay mga nagbebenta sa palengke, nagtrabaho sa ang tawag nito, yung call center, tas pati MSME sa bottled tuyo, no? Okay, so thank you very much sa inyong pagdalo sa hearing na ito at pagsagot sa aming mga tanong. Mr. Ang, would you like to add anything about itong mga pamamaraan ng Lucky South 99 at paano nila kayo ni-recruit or tungkol kay Cassie Leong?
Good afternoon po, Madam Chair, Senators. Wala naman po, sana sana ma-resolve na po ito.
Yes, nakikiisa ang Opo, the committee really wishes the same thing po. Salamat sa inyo. Salamat Mr. Chua, salamat Mr. Salamat Mr. Ang, Mr. Chua, and Mr. Linsangan sa inyong pagdalo. I have questions for one more resource person, or two more, pero kaya lang 2:00 na. I'll turn over the floor first to Sen. Sherwin for his questions for today. Sen. Sherwin.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Madam Chairperson, muli wala dito si Alice Guo at kahit na hinahanap na ho siya ng ating kapulisan at yung ating sariling OSAA, nakikipag-coordinate sa NBI, sa PNP at alam ng buong Pilipinas na mayroong arrest order siya na linabas ng Senado pero hindi pa rin siya nagpapakita dito. May I suggest that the committee recommends to the Senate as a body to file a case against her violating Article 150 of the Revised Penal Code. And the Article 150 is disobedience to summons issued by Congress, its committee or subcommittees, by constitutional commissions, its committee and subcommittees. Para gawin na ho nating formal ito, and I strongly suggest to make this part of the recommendations of the committee na mag-file na po ang Senado as an institution laban po kay Go Huaping aka Alice Go at doon pa sa mga kasamahan niya na hindi ho dumadalo dito sa ating committee hearing. Para ho malagay na ho yan ng formal at magkaroon na ho ng court case.
Maraming salamat para doon, Sen. Sherwin. The chair joins with you in that course of action, and we will invite our colleagues as well to do so. On the side na lang po, Attorney. Salamat. Please proceed, Sen. Sherwin.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam Chairman, take advantage ko na ho yung presensya ni Ms. Nancy Gamo. Alam ko marami na hong natanong sa kanya at meron lang po akong mga susundan na mga tanong para ho sa kanya. Kanina pinapakinggan ko po yung line of questioning ng ating chairperson at susundan ko na lang po kay Miss Nancy Gamo. Ma'am, nasabi niyo ho kanina na since 2012, kliyente niyo na ho si Alice Guo. Tama po ba?
Yes, sir.
Hindi ho pamilya niya, but si Alice Guo.
Si Alice Go lang.
Oo. Pero doon po sa isang pagdinig namin, nung pumupunta pa siya dito, flatly dineny niya nakakilala ho kayo.
True.
Sinabi niya na hindi kayo magkakilala. Ano masasabi niyo ho doon?
Nagsisinungaling po siya.
Okay. And gusto ko matanong ho sa inyo. Kanina, again, susundan ko lang ho yung mga tanong ng ating chairperson na may papakita po akong slide. No? Kaya ho, napakahalaga po yung inyong presensya ho dito dahil kayo po yung nagko-connect between Alice Guo at itong dalawang na-raid na Pogo Hub. Slide 3, Carla. Ito yung Hongsheng Gaming Technology at Zunyu One. Dahil nung tinignan ho namin yung mga dokumento, 25 times po lumabas yung pangalan ho ninyo sa mga iba't ibang dokumento. Kasama na ho nga dito yung family business ni Alice Guo at dito po sa Hongsheng at sa Zunyu One. At alam naman ho natin na yung Zunyu One, ito po yung Hongsheng at Zunyu One, ito po yung na-raid. At ngayon po ay kinakasuhan na yung mga taong nasa likod po nitong Hongsheng at Zunyu One. Gusto ko lang ho ulitin yung tanong, sino ho nagpakilala ho sa inyo sa Hongsheng? Unahin ko muna po yung Hongsheng.
Si Alice po, syempre kliyente ko po siya. Ngayon, siya yung nag-refer sa akin. Ang kausap ko mismo sa Hongsheng, siya rin mismo. And then, please assist yung tauhan niya. For every document na kailangan ko para sa incorporation ng company, yung tauhan niya ang nagpro-provide sa akin.
Okay, so ang unang nag-advise sa inyo ay si Alice Guo.
Yes.
And then, in-endorse ho kayo dito kay Laila.
Yes.
Kay Laila Tulio.
Yes, sir.
Oo. At sino ho nag-provide ng mga incorporators? Pangalan ng incorporators ng Hongsheng. Unahin muna natin Hongsheng.
Miss Alice po.
Si Miss Alice Guo nag-provide ng mga pangalan doon.
Yes. And anything na kulang, pag may queries ako, I go back to Miss Laila.
Kung mayroon kang queries kay Laila.
Yes.
Sino ho nag-deposit ng capitalization? Kayo ho ba nag-deposit?
Hindi po.
Sino ho ang nag-deposit?
Kasi ang sistema ngayon ng SEC sa capitalization, hindi naman nag-indicate kung nilagay yon. Wala kung kung nilagay yung actual amount ng
Diba
investment.
ipapakita nyo yung deposit slip?
Wala na pong ganun ngayon.
So ano na ho ang proseso ngayon para ipakita na may capital
The usual
ng Hongsheng?
dati may treasurer's affidavit
Correct.
for the deposit and everything. But now with the present SEC rules, wala na pong ganun. So it goes to the process na isasubmit mo sa SEC portal lahat ng detalye, everything. And then, babalik yon kung may question under review ng SEC, anong kailangan mong baguhin. Kaya nga andun yung email address ko para masagot ko kaagad yon at ma-process kaagad.
Yung ano hong evidence na meron ho siyang capital na? Anong evidence na dapat ipakita sa SEC na siya ay adequately capitalized?
Wala po.
Wala nang ipapakita?
Wala po.
Pero sa pagkaalam nyo, sino ho ang naglagay ng capital?
Hindi
sa
ko rin
Hongsheng?
alam.
Okay, sige po. Ito ba hong si Laila Tulio, nakilala niyo ho in person?
Kilala ko siya, nakikita ko siya, at nakakausap ko.
Nakausap
rin ako.
mo siya?
Yes.
At nagkita ho kayo? I mean,
There was a
may
chance.
physical interaction?
Yes.
Okay. And sa pagkaalam nyo, sino ho si Laila sa... Ano hong relasyon ni Laila kay Alice Guo?
Si Leila is assistant ni Miss Go.
Okay. Assistant siya ni Miss Guo. In her family business? Or sa City Hall? Or Ano po ang
I think
kanyang...
sa QJJ Farm.
So sa kanilang mga family
Yes.
business. Okay. And then itong mga pangalan na ibinigay sa Hongsheng, gumawa ba ho kayo ng due diligence kung itong mga taong to ay totoong tao o hindi? Dahil sa mga pagdinig namin, marami ho talagang kanina narinig nyo lang yung nila Mr. Linsangan at Mr. Chua at ni Mr. Ang at nakita rin namin to sa ibang mga pagdinig na maraming mga tao na hindi nila alam, ginagamit na nila yung kanilang pangalan. In this case, sa Hongsheng, gumawa ba kayo ng due
There
diligence?
was no due diligence kasi andun yung presumption of regularity.
So binigay lang sa inyo ni Alice yung
Yes.
pangalan at in-incorporate niyo?
Yes.
Okay. Punta naman ho tayo sa Zun Yuan. Kanina, sino ho nagpakilala ho sa inyo sa Zun Yuan?
Sa Zunyu 1, si Alice pa rin. Kasi sabi ko nga, ang kliyente ko lang sa Tarlac, si Alice. So whoever, kung sino man makakakilala sa akin, it's always Alice.
So si Alice ho ang nag-introduce ho sa inyo sa Zun Yuan?
Yes. Ang sabi niya, please assist Attorney Joy.
Okay. And then, after that, si Attorney Phil Joy
Yes.
ang naging parang coordinator.
Yes.
Who gave the names ng mga incorporators?
Si Miss Alice din.
Si Miss Alice rin ang nagbigay sa Junior 1. So, makikita ho natin in both instances ng Pogo Hub na Hongsheng, Pogo Hub ng Junior 1, si Alice ang nag-provide, si Alice ang kumontak muna sa inyo to incorporate kayo kasi being a I would assume a consultant, no?
Yes.
Siya rin nag-provide ng pangalan.
Yes po.
Pati address ba at TIN number siya rin nag-provide? Lahat ng
po
detalye?
yun, lahat po yun. Basta kung may kulang, magre-refer ako kay Attorney Joy.
Pero initially siya ang nagbigay.
Yes.
Okay. So makikita natin active participation siya dito sa Hongsheng and Zunyuan.
I think so.
On the contrary na sinasabi niya wala siyang kinalaman sa Pogo. Anong tingin niyo ho doon?
Kasi ang sinasabi niya is nag-bridge siya. Hindi ko rin masasabi na hindi siya involved kasi yung sa first company, corporation, ang lease contract is under the name of Baofu. And ang representative niya, Alice Go. So hindi pwedeng magkahiwalay yon. Andun lagi yung bearing pangalan ni Alice.
So ang lumalabas ho, siya yung may-ari, siya yung presidente ng Baofu, di ba?
Yes.
At one point. Ang Baofu po ang lessor.
Yes.
Correct? Ang lessee is Hongsheng and Zunyuan.
Yes po.
Correct? But at the same time, siya rin ang incorporator ng Hongsheng and Zunyuan dahil siya yung nagbigay ng mga pangalan eh.
Hindi nakalagay yung pangalan
I mean,
ni Alice
sorry,
doon.
siya yung nag-initiate to incorporate. Tama? Kasi
Siya
tinawagan kayo, siya nagbigay ng pangalan, at kayo lang gumawa ng papeles.
Parang ni-refer niya yung services ko for that. So, siya pa rin yun.
Correct. Tama nga. Siya ho. Kasi siya nagbigay ng pangalan,
Yes.
di ba? Nung na-incorporate nyo itong Hongsheng at Zunyu, let's go to Hongsheng first. Nung na-incorporate nyo itong Hongsheng, di na-incorporate na, tumatakbo na itong corporation. Sino na ho ang mga kausap nyo doon?
After the incorporation, when I submitted the articles of SEC Certificate of Registration, tapos na po yung serbisyo ko doon.
Okay, tapos na,
So,
hindi nyo na kinakausap yung
Wala na
mga
po.
registered, di ba, may president, treasurer?
Wala na po.
Okay, sa Junior 1 po.
Ganun din po. The moment na natapos ko yung registration, deliver sa kanila, bayaran ang billing fee ko, reimbursement of expenses, tapos na ang transaction ko.
Okay. Was there any instance na after ng transaction, nakausap niyo pa si Alice Guo at
Hindi na po.
dito po in relation to the Hongsheng and Zunyu 1?
Hindi na po. Kaya nga po, nagtataka ako kasi tinignan ko sa SEC portal, may nakalagay pa na increases ng capitalization.
Correct, oo.
So I was curious kung sino ang gumawa nun. Kasi baka, naisip ko rin yun na pwedeng i-implicate nila yung pangalan ko without my knowledge, tapos lalabas ako ang may gawa. So from there, as per my letter, sinend ko pati yung mga copies ng increases, in-indicate ko doon na hindi ako nakabase sa kapas. Yung pangalan na nakanotaryo doon is the same name na binanggit ni Alice doon sa May 22 hearing wherein I have a transcript of that hearing. So from there, nakita ko na it's the same person na gumawa ng contract dun sa chopper niya sa yung May 22 hearing na yon.
Ito si Attorney Philjoy.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Sino ho nagbayad ng professional fee ninyo nung in-incorporate nyo ang Hongsheng?
Ang usual procedure, sir, is when I finish the work, I send the billing. Hindi ko alam kung sino yon, pero I presume, syempre, ang kausap ko si Alice. Si Alice ang
Paano kayo
magbabayad.
binabayaran?
Either GCash or either deposit sa BPI account ko.
At diba pag may GCash, may sender yun eh.
Yes.
Diba? May sender siya or any deposit
Pero
may
pwede niyang
Sinong-
gamitin kahit sino.
Oh, correct. But sino ho ang sender doon? Tandaan
Hindi
niyo.
mo malalaman.
Can you provide that to the committee? Para malaman namin sino ang sender?
I will check, sir.
Oo. Kung ma-provide nyo, mas maganda ho yan. Para malaman namin direkta na hindi lang siya ang nagbigay ng instruction na incorporate, siya rin ang nagbayad.
Yes po.
So, ibig sabihin, siya nag-initiate nitong corporate existence of 2 Pogo hubs that were raided. Yun
Yes,
po yung
sir.
aking
I will find the record.
Sa Zone 1, sino po ang nagbayad ho?
Same thing din, yung procedure na after matapos ko yung trabaho, I'll send billing either Zunyo 1 diretso kay Alice.
Okay. You mean, pag naniningil, papadala kayo ng billing, kanino yung pinapadala?
Either I send it, lalamove through, may office siya dito sa, yung
Kanino, sa Hongsheng, kanino naka-address ang billing?
sa kanya.
Kay Alice Go.
Attention or nakalagay Hongshen, care of Alice,
Alice
Go.
Go. Sa Sunyu 1,
Ganun din.
ganun kay Alice Go rin. And then, after nakuha niya yung billing, binabayaran kayo kaagad? Immediately?
Sometimes may late payment.
Mga how long, more or
Siguro
less?
a week.
A week. Pero may bayad.
Yes.
For both instances.
Yes.
Meron,
Dahil kung walang bayad po, aangal ako kasi trabaho ko livelihood ko po yun, sir.
meron ba ho kayong formal contract with Alice Go when you incorporated Hongsheng and Zunyu 1?
Wala naman po.
So, usapan lang.
Yes.
Dahil, I would assume, dahil matagal na kayong magkakilala.
It's a, very short kind of project na after mong ma-incorporate, magawa mo yung BPI, BIR, tapos na. Okay. Ang ginawa ko sa Hongsheng hanggang SEC lang. I think that was pandemic time, so hindi ako mismo ang nag-release ng dokumento sa SEC. So, I even told may pumunta sa bahay, si Cecil Lardizabal, in-inform ko siya na for you to find out kung sino nag-release niyan, go back to SEC Tarlac. From there, may logbook yan. Hindi nila i-release yung dokumento, not unless nakasign ka doon kung sino yung mga pangalan doon and contact number.
Alright, correct. After, aside from incorporating the papers, meron pa ba ho, for Hongsheng and Zunyu 1, meron pa ho kayong ibang ginawa na services for them? For example, SSS or...
Ay, wala na po, sir.
So,
Wala na po. It's basically, lang po, sa Zunyu 1, SEC Incorporation at saka yung BIR registration.
Okay. I heard you earlier that meron kayong parang PAGCOR application?
Ang requirements po kasi ng yung ganyang nature ng korporasyon, may endorsement coming from PAGCOR. I have a copy of that PAGCOR endorsement. Parang ang pumirma pa noon that time, Attorney Tria.
Okay.
I don't know
For
I'm right,
which
but
one
I
is-
have copy of that.
Pang kaninong corporation to? For Hongsheng or for Zunyu 1? Or for both?
Hongsheng.
For Hongsheng.
Yes.
Okay. And in that document, meron bang applicant doon?
Pangalan lang ng Hongsheng.
Hongsheng, meron bang particular, kasi merong...
I-present mo lang, sir, yung yung kopya ng submitted SEC document para alam nila na may application ka. Yun lang po ang support.
And then, ang reply sa inyo ng PAGCOR...
Mag-aantay ka.
Okay, hindi. Pero bibigyan kayo ng document, correct?
Yes.
Kanino po naka-address yung document?
Pangalan ng ng korporasyon. Kung Hongsheng siya, Hongsheng.
Andun ba ang pangalan ni Alice Guo?
Wala naman po.
Wala. Pakisubmit na lang po sa committee yung dokumento na yon para meron ho kaming copy.
Okay, sir.
And then, just look at my notes. Doon po sa mga corporations ng Guo family, kayo rin po ang gumagawa ng BIR filings?
Hindi po. Sa tagal ng panahon, I may have some audit works na na-perform. Pero yung sinasabi nyo kasi parang yung ako naging accountant nila. No, it's difficult. It's not hindi ganun ang engagement ko.
So for example, may mga tax filings.
Yung
mga returns.
monthly.
Yung mga returns niya or sa kanya mga corporation, were you involved in that?
Hindi po.
So ang exposure niyo lang sa kanila is limited to incorporation papers. GIS filings.
Yung mga ganun. Pero I don't remember kung nakapag-file ako ng yung mga monthly return. Pero I think parang wala. If ever man, I don't know. Kasi matagal na, sir, eh.
Okay. And then dito po sa Hongsheng and Zunyuan, were you involved sa mga returns nila, filing ng returns?
Definitely not.
Wala siya.
Wala.
Okay. And lastly ho, Miss Nancy, in your opinion, of course, nakita naman natin siya kung nag-contact sa inyo, siya nagbigay ng pangalan, siya nagbigay ng detalye. In your any experience or any thoughts kung gaano po ang kanyang involvement dito po sa Zunyuan at Hongsheng? Meron ba kayong idea other than itong incorporation? Yeah.
Wala akong knowledge po, sir, eh. Parang nung ginawa ko yung incorporation ng mga companies na yan, it's like a simple BPO service provider, ganun lang. Pero yung imagination na ganyan kalaki yung involvement, wala eh. And I've never seen yung Pogo Hub na yan. Hindi po ako nakarating sa yung physical itsura ng hub na yan. Even dun sa munisipyo, naging mayor ho siya at lahat, hindi kami nagkita.
Thank you, Miss Nancy, at maraming salamat sa pag-share niyo sa amin ng mga detalye and being truthful about the things that you know. I'll go to AMLAC. Si Attorney Manatan.
Good afternoon, sir.
Attorney Manantan, please.
Manantan. Attorney, I read in the news that nag-issue na ng freeze order ang Courts of Appeal. Is that correct?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Senator. Yes po, naka-issue na po ang...
Can you give us your findings on the petition that you filed? No? Ano ba yung naging basis nyo for requesting for a freeze order? Because during the hearings, we demonstrated here that yung income ng Guo family, including Alice, siblings niya, parents niya, yung companies nila, pinakita namin yung financial statements, filing sa SEC, at tinignan din namin yung BIR returns nila. It's not commensurate to the construction cost in Bamban. Yung construction cost dun, in-estimate namin, it's about 6.1 billion pesos. However, nakita natin, yung income niya, whether personal or corporation, wala talagang mapapakita. So, I would assume yan ang naging basis rin ninyo, part of your petition. But can you give us, can you describe to us the basis for your petition so that we'll be enlightened kung ano ba ang naging mga detalye ng inyong investigation?
Yes, sir. Sir, yung pong ang basis po namin usually, starts po with the establishment of the unlawful activity po. Malaking tulong po yung nabigay po ng committee dito, including our counterparts po na law enforcement po. So, ang trabaho po ng AMLAC is to basically, sir, establish yung proceeds of the crime po na tinignan po natin yung we conducted the financial investigation po initially po before we recommended for the filing of the freeze orders and the conduct of the bank inquiry po.
Ano yung crime na nakita nyo in this particular case?
Well, dito po of course, one of them is human trafficking, sir. The scams committed, we're looking into it also. SRC violation, sir. Tinitignan din po natin yun. So, basically, there were several unlawful activities, sir, enumerated under the AMLA na naging basehan po natin para tignan po yung proceeds of the crime.
Yung yung napatayong Pogo Hub in Bamban, is that part of the proceeds?
Yes, sir. Actually, ongoing po yung bank inquiry natin, sir. So, we would like to actually establish, sir, na ito po ay naging parte po nun.
Okay, but I'll go back to my question before. Paano nakapasok yung ganong pera sa ating bansa na hindi natin nakikita o hindi na de-declare sa kanilang mga income statements or declaration sa gobyerno?
Sir, iba po kasi yung declaration sa government agencies po nila. And yung sa amin naman po nanggagaling po sa ating mga financial transactions po, sir.
Okay, but in financial transactions should be commensurate to your capability.
Yes po, sir.
At saka dapat may
po
basis yung kanyang transactions.
Opo,
diba?
sir. Kasi actually, sir, sa ating batas din po, sa isa sa mga pagpa-file po ng suspicious transaction reports ng ating mga covered persons, ang tinitignan po nila is the profile po, financial profile ng kanilang kliyente.
I'll focus on yung Bamban Pogo Hub. Sino ang nag-finance nun?
Sa ngayon po, sir, it's actually, we're still conducting the bank inquiry, sir. It's ongoing.
Pero man tagal na, attorney.
Yes,
ilang 2 buwan na tayo nag-hearing.
Yes, sir. Sir, yung sa ngayon po is actually we're now looking into the details of the transactions na po. Makukuha po natin to through the bank inquiry po na final natin.
Yeah, but when are we going to get that? Medyo matagal-tagal na.
What
we want to know is, first, sino nag-finance doon?
Apo.
Saan nanggaling yung pera?
Apo.
At sino nakatanggap dito sa bansa natin? Because parang sumulpot nilang yung Pogo Hub doon. Pero obviously, hindi tayo naniniwala doon. May nag-construct. So, sino itong mga taong to?
Yes,
at
sir.
paano nakapasok dito nga itong pera?
Apo, sir. We will undertake to fast track po yung completion po ng aming financial investigation, sir. Yung initial naman po na i-share po natin, sir. So, hopefully, we can already fast track the final investigation report, sir.
Kailan ho natin makukuha yan? Medyo matagal na, attorney. I think we talked about this almost a month ago.
Apo, sir.
Can you give us a timeline?
Ang proseso po kasi natin, sir, is initially we got the 20-day freeze order po. So, we already filed appropriate pleadings before the Court of Appeals po, to have it extended. So, ang extension po, usually, pagka na-grant ng Court of Appeals po ito, it would be to a maximum of 6 months po. So, we're hoping, sir, we would be able to terminate it earlier than that, sir. Sa dami po ng transactions dito.
Medyo
sir.
matagal in 6 months.
Opo, sir.
Can we have something sooner?
We'll do our
so
best
that we
po.
can complete the committee report, because that's vital to producing the committee report. Makita natin, this is only not limited to human trafficking, to torture, but money laundering is a big part of this criminal activity.
Yes,
it's a major part of this criminal activity.
We understand, sir.
So when can we get that? Pwede bang in 1 or 2 weeks time?
Sir, we'll see, sir, kung magsasubmit po kami ng initial namin kung kaya po natin in 2 weeks time, sir. But usually, sir, sa dami po nung personalities involved dito and bank accounts involved, We'll try, sir, to finish it before the 6 months talaga, sir. But we'll try to keep you updated.
Let's
and
take
abreast,
note
sir.
that this is a waiting game. I would urge the committee to include a focus on money laundering in the committee report. So we would definitely need that investigation report.
Yes, sir.
So just take note of that para I won't belabor the issue.
Sen. Sherwin?
Yeah.
Yes, the chair joins in the sense of urgency of Sen. Sherwin. Saka alalahanin din po natin yung mismong pag-wind down ay hanggang Disyembre na lang, 5 buwan lamang.
Yes, ma'am.
So kung maaaring wag lumampas doon
Apo.
yung 6 months, but sooner.
Apo.
Salamat po.
Will do,
Salamat,
ma'am.
Sen. Sherwin.
Anong involvement ni Alice Guo dito sa petition ninyo at sa the whole money laundering activity?
Well, sir, basically, pag tinignan po natin yung siya po yung principal personality involved po. So, umikot po sa kanya yung mga corporations po na inimbestigahan po namin.
Okay. In what way principal siya?
Sir, pag nakita po natin yung mga corporations po na pinag-aaralan po natin, kasama po siya sa incorporators. And in fact, doon po sa nabanggit na rin po nung ating isang witness, party po siya doon sa pagbuo po ng ibang corporations po.
Is she a recipient of illicit money?
Well, sir, ongoing pa po yung financial investigation, sir, but I can say now na she's both a recipient and a beneficiary and a sender po.
Nung itong illicit money?
Maari po.
And how much are we talking about?
Sir, as of now, sir, malaki po yung nakikita natin, sir.
Ano yung malaki? Can you give us a peso value figure?
Sir, may I be given a few minutes to confirm, sir?
Sige po.
Sir, would we be allowed to submit that report, sir, to the committee na lang po? Yung initial po namin, kung ano na po nakita namin, sir.
But just ballpark figure. Just give us a figure. How much did she receive in the form of illicit money?
Sir, yung sa...
Just to give us an idea. Kasi report matagal eh. If you're talking about 2 weeks to 6 months, then just to give this committee a good idea on what the petition contained insofar as Alice Guo is concerned.
Yes, sir. Sir, yung pong na-establish na po namin is based on transactions, yung in and out po niya. So, there are years po na nasa hundreds of millions po.
Hundreds of millions a year?
A year po.
Okay. And how much yung pumasok sa kanya?
At this point in time, sir, we could not pin down specifically, sir. Kasi yung po yung sa ano pa lang, sir, yung pa lang po yung sa ating nakita po initially. So we would be able to get more specific, sir, once the covered persons start submitting na po yung mga documents po sa amin, sir.
Sige. Who are, aside from Alice Guo, who are the other personalities involved?
Well, sir, tinignan po namin yung, we started with the corporations po, where
So ano itong mga corporations?
kasama po siya.
Attorney, can you enumerate the corporations involved?
Sir, of course, sir, we started with Baufulan Development, sir. And then Alice Guo, sir, and also her joint accounts, sir. Mga joint accounts po niya na nakita po natin.
Can you enumerate ano yung mga corporations na involved dito? Baufulan, what else?
Sir, QJJ, sir. QJJ Farm, QJJ Embroidery, Westcar, sir. QC Genetics, Trillion Q Farm.
Trillion Q?
Yes, sir.
Yun lang?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what we're saying is these corporations also received illicit money.
Sir, ang presumption po natin, kaya natin sila tinitignan, she's part of this corporation, sir.
She's part of this corporation. Did she use this corporation as a vehicle to receive and channel funds?
Sir, this is what we are looking into now, sir.
Okay, okay. Importante, attorney, yung report. No, I thought
Yes,
akala ko tapos na yung investigation, and that
Sir.
was used for your petition.
Yes, sir. Sir, we usually have the initial investigation report, sir. So, yan po yung initial financial investigation report, which basically would be the basis for the filing of our freeze order and bank inquiry, sir. So, once we conduct the bank inquiry, kung sakaling maging 6 months yung period na maalaw sa amin, sir, before the end of the 6-month period, we come out with the financial investigation report. So that would now form the basis, sir, of our civil forfeiture cases and money laundering cases po.
How much was froze in this case? How much amount aside from the assets? Magkano ang baka nag-freeze order tayo pero wala namang pera na?
Sir,
I know the assets and land are frozen right now, diba? May the courts approved that. But in terms of cash value,
sir, ballpark figure, sir, sa account, sir, tinitingnan namin yon around 200. Sir, siguro nasa mga 200 million, sir. We are trying to validate this.
so
transactions.
ang more or less nasa 200 million ang na-freeze. Parang maliit
Wala
yun.
pa ho yung properties.
Parang maliit yun compared to the if your benchmark is the Pogo Hub, which is again in our valuations about 6 billion.
Yes, sir.
And of course the transactions happening sa Pogo, parang in 200 million, in my opinion 200 million is a small amount scattered not only in one account but scattered in different accounts, I would assume. No? Kasi may mga corporations, may mga individuals, no? But nevertheless, we'll wait for the report,
Yes, sir.
attorney. And again, you should also help us come up with a very comprehensive committee report. Kaya mahalaga sa amin yung money laundering. In my opinion, that's one of the biggest criminal activities that happened here. No?
Yes, sir.
And it's important for us to get a full view of that of the transaction that transpired.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chairperson, our session will start at 3 p.m. And I have actually a lot of questions, but I don't want to open it up. I don't want to open another topic kasi hope it will take probably a few hours to complete it. So it just to so that hindi ho tayo mabitin, I'll reserve my questions for now and I'll direct it during the next hearing. Thank you very much. I thank the resource persons for joining us. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Sen. Sherwin. Before closing remark and the suspension, Sen. Robin will be making a motion supported by the committee. Sen. Robin, you have the floor po.
Maraming salamat po, ginang na tagapangulo. Iminumungkahi ko po na sana po ay mapalaya na po natin si ma'am, ano po, sorry po, ano pong pwede itawag sa inyo, ma'am o sir? Ano po ba? Anything po, sigurado po kayo. Opo. Miss Nancy. Nancy Jimenez Gamo, Madam Chair, total napaka-cooperative naman po niya sa atin. Hinihingi ko po na sana po ay mapalaya na po siya sa kustudiya ng Senado. I so move, Madam Chair.
Shukran, Sen. Robin. The chair was actually going to really make that ruling bago po tayo nag-suspend. And shukran, Sen. Robin, sa pag-formal motion nyo tungkol dyan. So, Ms. Nancy, nang may pasasalamat ng komite sa inyong malaman at makatotohanang pagsagot sa aming lahat ng mga tanong, ay malaya na po kayo sa jurisdiction ng komite. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Chairper.
Walang anuman po. Shukran, Sen. Robin. So, we will be inviting some of the other resource persons to return next time, including Mr. Cunanan, Ms. Baterna, Ms. Mascarenas, and of course, from our government agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues and dear resource persons, ako po'y nagpapasalamat that we have even reached this point. After all our efforts, Pogo is banned. But the work is not over. Urgently, for example, one of those apprehended in the Tuba Benguet home is actually a wanted fugitive in China. The Cambodian passport held by the man is fake. He is really Chinese. And as per our Chinese informant, he's a red notice fugitive, very high level, and he has already defrauded 100,000 people. So napakasama po ng record po nung taong iyan. And then, in the longer term, this is what we all need to know po. Sa first application sa PAGCOR, lessor ang Whirlwind, represented by Stephanie Mascarenas. And lessee, Lucky South, was Cassie Leong. Pero sa new application, ang lessor na Whirlwind ay represented by Cassie Leong. And lessor Whirlwind and lessee Lucky South was represented by Ronelyn Baterna. Wag po natin gamitin ang corporate layering to avoid scrutiny dahil mukhang ito ang nangyayari. Ito yung mga dirty tactics, no? Wag nyo pong lokohin ang komite. Hindi porke banned na ang Pogo ay we will stop holding people to account. Lumilitaw sa nakuha nating dokumento, nagagamit ang pagbubuo ng iba't ibang kumpanya para itago ang tunay na nag-ooperate ng isang Pogo, pati na ang tunay na kumakanlong sa mga pugante. Para maging ganap ang tagumpay ng ban sa Pogo, these systems also need to be fixed. So, at aantayin pa natin ang pagdating ni Alice Guo para humarap siya sa wakas sa komiteng ito. And in the meantime, nang may pagpapasalamat sa lahat ng resource persons at paalala, liban kay Ms. Nancy, na lahat po na subpoenaed o cited in contempt, you are commanded to return to the next hearing. With that, muli may maraming pagpapasalamat sa lahat ng resource persons. This hearing is suspended. Yes, wait. Sandali lang po ha. Sorry, the chair requests your patience for a few more minutes. Sorry at salamat po sa paghihintay ninyo. So, for the record, the citation in contempt of Mr. Cunanan, who presented himself today voluntarily for this hearing, is hereby lifted by the chair, by the committee. I will officially write the Office of the Senate Sergeant at Arms to make that official, without prejudice to another citation, if should he not appear at the next hearing upon the invitation of the committee. Actually, both Ms. Nancy and Mr. Cunanan will be accompanied by the Senate Sergeant at Arms to his office and will be released as soon as the chair sends him a communication in writing. Nagagawin po namin kaagad pag akyat sa opisina. Yes. And just to reiterate, iimbitahin ulit yung karamihan po ninyo bilang resource person sa susunod na hearing. So, once more, with the thanks of the chair and the whole committee, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at this hearing is suspended.
Para sa iba pang karagdagang mga balita at impormasyon, ay huwag po nating kalimutang mag-like, share at comment sa video na ito, at huwag po rin nating kalimutang mag-subscribe to continue supporting us. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood, at naway tangkilikin po ninyo ang aming YouTube channel.